100 subs and Dave's LFC Chats to the road. The 10K is on. We're going to have a nice little relaxed Sunday chat. Of course, the Reds aren't playing till next weekend. Three tough games to come back on, guys. City away, Chelsea away, and of course Arsenal, table toppers, Arsenal at home. So 3 huge games. Basically, can Liverpool get top 4? That's what we're going to chat about, and whatever you want on this relaxing Sunday. Hope you're all well. Hope you enjoy the break. I don't. I hate international break, to be fair. I just like watching the Reds. I really do. Big game for Ireland. Tomorrow night we play France. Yes, France. Mbappe's France hammered Holland 4-0 midweek, but we'll talk about that near the end of the show. But it's all about Liverpool. It's about getting players back. It's about getting stuck into these 3 games. Personally, I think we need 7 points out of a possible 9 in these 3. I mean, City away is not going to be easy. Chelsea away, I mean, enigmatic Chelsea. Who knows what Chelsea will do on the day. They can beat anyone. The squad they've got. Graham Potter hasn't quite done the job there yet, but they click and they can click, and when they click they can be dangerous. And then again, it's Arsenal. Arsenal fan circle is in. Ray is in. Hope you're well, Ray. Hit that like button, baby. We play Arsenal then at Anfield. So City away, Chelsea away, and Arsenal at Anfield. 3 tough games. And I personally think we need 7 points. We need 7 points from those 3 games to have any chance at top 4. Ravi is in. Big up, same. International football, not great. Doug from the Dugout Football Channel. Doug, how are you? Hopefully you're well. This is actually live on YouTube, so I can't actually bring anybody in, if you know what I mean. So I'll just keep it clean, keep it real. Haven't done a live in a while since the Reds haven't been playing, so I just wanted to come on maybe for half an hour, 20 minutes, have a little chat about the Reds and say, I'm still here, still going strong, and we have a big month of April, a big month of May. 2 huge months for the club. We need top 4. We got to try our best to get into it. Yes, we'll have probably Luis Diaz back. Thiago is still a few weeks away. Don't really know the ins and outs of that one. But Luis Diaz should be a big help. Defensively, we've got to tighten up, and that midfield has got to get their bleeding act together. We know it'll be huge summer coming. We can talk about that as well. Rumour City. More rumours than a Fleetwood Mac album. Rumours all over the place, but we shall see. Can we, but will we? That's the question, says Ravi. Well, the question on the thumbnail is, can Liverpool get top 4? The answer is yes, it's possible, but it's not going to be easy. We've given ourselves a lot of work. Who potentially are we up against? You have to say Arsenal, City are their top 2. United look like 3rd place, to be fair to them. It's really between Liverpool, Newcastle, and Spurs. You would think they're the 3 teams. Newcastle and Spurs, they're the teams we've got to look after. We've got to look out for and hope we can catch. But we got to win our games. It's not in our hands. It's not in our hands. And that's the frustrating part. If it was in our hands, to say if we win all the games, we get it. Even if we win all the games, no guarantee we're going to get it. That's the problem. And when you leave it out of your own hands, you run into big problems because you're hoping, you're dreaming that you can get, you're hoping and dreaming that you can get other people to make mistakes. Now, to be fair, Spurs have made a few mistakes and are beatable. Newcastle could be a problem. I mean, they were going through a really sticky patch and they got a win recently, which really helped them. It was a late win, so we shall see. Should we play in Carvalho? If not, we drop points, as Ravi. Arsenal fan circle, Liverpool at home are strong, but the inconsistency away from home could hurt you. Quest for top 4, but we'll go to the last game, says Ray, from the Arsenal fan circle. Arsenal fan circle must be in a happy mood at this moment. I mean, I think they'll win it. I really do. I mean, it's April next weekend, isn't it? The 1st of April on Saturday. I think they've got a great chance. Obviously, to come to Anfield, that won't be easy for them. But that game at the Etihad is the big one for me. I think if they don't lose that, even if a draw, I'd take a draw there if I was an Arsenal fan. They've got a really good chance. You might not get this chance again. You've got to take it. 2 from Arsenal, 2 from Liverpool, Newcastle, United, and Spuds. I think United are too far ahead, Ray. To be fair, I think they've got 3rd place. I really do. Top of the morning, Dave, baby. Liverpool are all the balls to the wall now, says Gary. Something like that. Can our defence not get exposed? Our defence will get exposed. I think there's a bit more pain to come. In the last few Premier League games, we're out of every competition, of course, getting knocked out by Madrid recently in the Champions League. The League Cup, FA Cup gone. As holders, gone. But we've just got to, I think, put all our eggs in one basket now. We've no choice. That's all we've left. Just go for it. do our best, play as well as we can, no regrets. If we can win 90% of our games, will it be good enough? I don't know. Mightn't even be good enough, but at least we'll give it a go, give it a try, rebuild in the summer, and go again. Look at our midfield, it's crying out for a Carvalho in the 10. Says Ravi, something happened there with Fabio Carvalho, didn't it? Carvalho, something happened there. I mean, the guy was a wonder of Fulham. It was all talk about him coming in and getting him on a free, or there was only a few million involved getting him in, and all of a sudden, he played 1 or 2 good games, got that late winner against Newcastle at Anfield, of course, and had a bit of a niggle of an injury, but hasn't quite got back into the team now. Maybe something happened off the field. I don't know. Liverpool need big investment. One doesn't think FSG have it. Says Ravi, we're going to talk about investment as well and who you like in. But I mean, I've been saying it all season. We know what we need. We need the defence is being exposed. So there's a chance that Caoimhe Kelleher is going to go into some. I think he will go. I think if Liverpool get a decent price on him, he'll go. He needs to be playing Premier League football to get any chance of playing for Ireland's first team, the senior team, the international team. He deserves a first team game. He deserves games, but it'd be a big loss. You need a good backup second keeper, but I think Kelleher goes, so we need someone in there if he does go, someone decent. I think we might need a centre half. I mean, Gomez and Matip haven't quite done it this season. Kanate is very good. Van Dijk is very unlike Van Dijk at the moment. So I think we might need a centre half in there. In midfield, we need at least 3. 2, definitely, possibly 3. Okay, we can talk until the cows come home with Jude Bellingham and Mason Mount and all these type players, maybe even Declan Rice. But we definitely need 2 starting midfielders. You know, not players you can play on the bench. We need 2 starting midfielders. It depends if Bobby leaves up front, which looks like he is going to leave on a free in the summer. Ox is going to leave. Naby's going to leave. Tyler Morton's having a very good season for Blackburn. He could come back up and fill a few gaps for us. Curtis Jones scored for the England under-21s. A good finish, actually, but he hasn't quite done it, has he? He hasn't quite done it. Will Gakpo Nunes be ready to play, says Ravi? Yes, Gakpo had a touch of food poisoning. I think it was a chicken curry or something that he had, and a bit of touch of food poisoning. And you know, if you get a bad chicken curry, you'll know all about it. But Gakpo was out of the Dutch games, and probably just as well he was out of that game because France hammered them 4-0. We play France tomorrow night in Dublin, which won't be easy. But look, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens, or is it in France? I'm not sure. But anyway, Gakpo should be okay. We don't play till next weekend. Nunes should be okay. I didn't hear too much on him. It was only a bit of a niggle. So hopefully we'll need them back for those 3 big games. Hopefully Diaz on the bench maybe for the City game or for the City game. And I know Thiago's a bit away. He'll definitely miss the City game. Bazuna is pushing Kelleher to move for that number 1 spot, says Ray. Yeah, Bazuna is playing for Southampton. So he's playing day in, day out. That's the thing, Ray. He's getting his game day in, day out. He's a good young goalkeeper too. So it's great for Ireland to have Kelleher and Bazuna. But that's where Kelleher needs for himself. He needs to be selfish and say, I need to be playing first team football. And he's good enough to play mid-table Premier League. No doubt about it. Dave, those jar sauces are not the best, says Rafi. Those chicken curries, oh my God. Bad chicken curry, you're in trouble. DHTV, how are you? Hit the like, guys. Only 4 likes. Let's get it up to 10 at least, baby. It doesn't hurt your finger. You just press it. Beep. Gakpo had a bit of food poisoning. Yeah, he'd be okay. I mean, he can get a bad one and he can be out for a few weeks, but it looks like he'd be back okay. I think Klopp will call out the owners if they do not get Jude and do not back him in the summer. Well, look, let's hope we get Jude. It'd be a bit of a laughing stock if he goes to City or Madrid or whoever, wouldn't it? Will it be a 4-3-3 against City? I can't see him changing it. You know, we're only a third of the season to go. I don't think anything's going to be changed. Less than a third of the season to go. We just got to go for it. Got to win as many games as we can. Accumulate as many points as we have. Give ourselves the best chance to try and get into that top 4. It's not going to be easy. I'm not sitting here saying it's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be easy. Our form will just turn on like that and we'll win the 3 games. The 3 big games coming up. City away, Chelsea away, Arsenal. The only thing is we've played well in the big games this season. It's the away games and it's the poor games. It's the games that you expect to win. The likes of Leeds, the likes of Brentford. Oh, okay, Brentford and Brighton, you can't say they're poor teams. They're actually top teams. So, you know, they're really good teams, but still Liverpool should be beating them. Let's be real. And then to lose to Bournemouth. To beat your biggest rival 7-0. Yes, 7-0. I keep talking about it. Next March will be International Sevens Day. So we'll keep talking about that because that was historic record, beating 7-0. The following week, lose to Brighton 1-0. Okay, we missed a penalty and stuff, but we didn't play well in that game. We were toothless up front. And that was disappointing for me. I thought we turned the corner. And if we would have got a point or even a win in that Bournemouth game before the break, it would have been a lot more confident going into these games. But I think these games, because it's the big teams, we usually play well against them. We have a good record against City in recent years, say the last 3 or 4 games. Chelsea too. And we've also got, a decent enough record. Okay, Arsenal beat us earlier in the season, but we were really all over the shop. At home in Anfield, it's a different game. And I'm sure Ray in the comments will think that it's different at Anfield, as we know. Questions need to be asked because we always turn up for the big games as Jungle. Exactly. Jordan Heyman, LFC is in. How are you, Jordan? A long time no here. Hopefully you're well, my friend. As I say, just a little relaxing Sunday chat about can Liverpool get top 4? Who do you think's coming in? Who do you think's going out? I don't know. And as I said, it won't be easy. We've got to turn up for the next 3 or we have no chance. We could potentially lose all 3. We could potentially lose the City away. We could potentially lose the Chelsea away. And Arsenal at Anfield, we could potentially, if we don't play well in those games or defend well, we could potentially lose those games. So we've got to turn up. We've got to turn up. But as you say, as time will tell, as they say. But it's going to be a big, big month. April's huge. And then it finishes at the end of May as well. So, no excuses, no excuses. They've had a break. They're ready to roll. I know a few players are away on international duty and stuff like that, but they should have no excuses for that City game. Haaland is touch and go. I think Haaland will turn up. I know there's a lot of bullshit, PR and, mind games as Pep loves doing before big games. And he said, touch and go for Haaland. Haaland to be playing, no doubt about it. Haaland to be ready to rock. I'd be surprised if he's not even on the bench next weekend against Liverpool. Because remember, City are in with a chance to win the league. They need points. And we will have something to say in it, considering we play City and Arsenal in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, Chelsea as well. If we could beat Chelsea, we could just knock them out of the equation for top 4 and just concentrate on Spurs and Newcastle. We've beaten Newcastle home and away. Okay, lucky in both games, has to be said. But we've got 6 points from Newcastle. And we've beaten Spurs away. And Spurs have to come to Anfield. So we have a chance to turn it around, I think, but we have to start winning games. We have to wake up to defend, and some of the displays have just been unacceptable this season. It has to be said. I know there's reasons. I know there's a lot of reasons, but Kanate and a few others have called out the club saying they need investment. Yeah, Kanate says, Ravi, Kanate was brilliant the other night against Holland. Holland weren't very good, but Kanate was really good the other night. Really impressed with Kanate. Potentially very, very good. Is Starwin fits as Gary? As I said earlier, I haven't heard a huge amount coming out of the Uruguayan camp, so I'm presuming he's okay. Missed a friendly, but I don't think it's anything too serious. Should be okay for the weekend. As we say, Gakpo with a bit of food poisoning should be okay too. Luis Diaz is in training and on the mend. Will he be on the bench? Hopefully even on the bench last 15, 20. That'd be a big plus for the club to have him back for the run-in. That'd be huge for the club to have him for the run-in. But the guy's absolutely huge. Do you know anything more about the Everton money situation? Jesus, that financial... Yeah, the breach of financial... They potentially could get relegated. I mean, I think that's the top end of seriousness of, what could happen. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But potentially it could. I mean, look at City. 112 breaches. Nothing much more said about it. Way more serious than the Everton team, because Everton are a smaller club, or would they say they're a smaller club? I don't know. Than Man City. Certainly not as successful in the last 30 years, but it's all about money. It's all about solicitors. If you're money, if you big money behind you and solicitors, powerful solicitors, that's unfortunately the way the world works. I'm sure Everton have big solicitors behind them, but I mean, look at City, 112 breaches. Everton with a few, and Everton are being lashed out of it. So there's your answer there, isn't it? Who do you think will get the sporting director soon? Well, there's a lot of talk of the Monaco. Is it Mitchell? But I heard that a lot of that being rebuked during midweek and stuff. I don't know. Haven't heard a huge amount about it. But we definitely need someone in there because, as we know, Julian Ward is leaving in the summer. I mean, it was bad enough to lose Michael Edwards last year. Then to get his understudy, Julian Ward, in, and within a year, he's leaving. Something going on there. Obviously, we had a new doctor. The doctor left. We have a new doctor in. It took a while to get him in, Harrison. Our main guy, our statistician or statistics guy, director of stats, is leaving. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Werner's taking a more hands-on approach now. He took a while out. He took a year out. Tom Werner's taking a more hands-on approach now at Liverpool. We know they're looking for investment, not a full sale. They're looking for investment, which I had a feeling was all along. I know it was announced back in, what was it, late October, early November, that Liverpool were looking to sell the club. That wasn't quite right. It was really investment. It was investment that they were looking for, you know. We have been much more consistent than City, to be fair, says Arsenal. I mean, absolutely brilliant. I'm surprised. I mean, I've been talking to you over the last 2 years about Arsenal, and you were looking at me and saying, oh my God, we've got to get like you. We're miles away from you. We're light years away from you. It's amazing how much a year, one season can change in life, never mind football. But I mean, you know, one season, 9 months can change from being, yeah, we're building. And I did say to you at the time, right, you got to stick with the manager. You got to trust in the manager and let him build, give him time, as in Arteta. A lot of Arsenal fans didn't like him at the time. And I just said, you got to build. You've got to build. Hold on and build. Get over the hurdles. You're a good young team. Eventually, add a few faces, and that's what you did. Okay, we have to say City haven't been at the levels that they were when Liverpool were there. They've dropped off like Liverpool. There's no way. I mean, City were just winning games. I'm not saying City are gone away. They're not gone away. You still have work to do. You still have work to do. We've to play them at the weekend. So it's going to be a really, really, really tough run in because you haven't been there in a few years. You've just got to believe. Just keep winning. Take it game by game. Win it. Try not to lose it at City. I think that's the key. If you don't lose that game, I think you'll win it. If you don't lose that game. We've lost games at City, 1-0, 2-1. The famous Mane one was just a millimetre not over the line type of thing. And if you win, it just gives them, it's like a 6-pointer, really. You know, it's only a 6-point swing between them getting 3 points and you getting 3 points. So even a draw there would do. But it's going to be an interesting run in. As you say, top four is going to be interesting. Even the relegation zone, to be fair, is going to be interesting for the last third of the league. And I, for one, am looking forward. And I miss it. I absolutely miss it. Check us out on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Dave's LFC Chats. Because I usually put stuff up on Instagram and Twitter as well. So, Gary, there's a US media company that are very close to a minority share amongst all respected sources. Is the Jungle. Yes, I did see that. There's a few people interested, as far as I know. Probably look for a 10-12% stake. If the club's worth, what, 3-4 billion, that'd be 300-400 million, something like that. We need money, and we need it quick. We need it for the Bellingham deal. It's probably going to take 120 plus away. You know, we're going to need about 200. I know there's a lot of stuff talking about 250, which is $250 million, 250 million investment needed. Yes, we do need that. We'd take more if we could get it. There's a few players leaving on a free. Might be able to sell one or two for a few quid. But investment's going to be needed big time in the summer. We've been talking about it for 2 years. We've been talking about it for 3 years. FSG have missed the boat on at least two windows. I've always said it, back to 2020 when we won the league. That was a bloody big boat missed. That was a huge, huge boat missed by FSG. When you're on top, you invest. Invest to protect. That's what you do. So, the Bellingham one, is it done? Don't know. Hope it is. We are going to look so different next year, says Jungle is massive. And the new stand, the Anfield Road stand, will be in swing. 61,000. Should be ready to rock for August. That'd be interesting to see. More Reds in, of course. Liverpool needs 700 million, says Gary. I don't think we're going to fix all our problems this summer, Gary. I don't think you'll fix them in one window. I think it could take this window, January, and probably next summer, which is, 18 months away. Before you see a different Liverpool team. Klopp's 3 years left. 3 years left on his contract, 2026. I think if he gets the time, he gets the money to rebuild. It could take a year, 18 months, 2 years. Klopp could extend. If he sees in the investments there and the team are progressing and changed and refreshed and ready to rock in next year or 18 months, I think he'll add another year or two to his contract, maybe 2028. I've been talking about it for the last 6 months for the very fact the way Klopp's been talking. He's been changing his mind. It's been an unusual season. Look, I just want the season over. I love top four. I take your arm. I take your shoulder off of top four right now. Can we get it? Yes. Will we get it? I don't know. It's going to be tough. I just see Niall from the upper tier in the house. Going to be tough, pal, to get top four. Nightmare next Next week, yeah, big 2-3, as I just said, nightmare games, but we need 7 points from those. Huge. 2 away, 1 at home. City away, Chelsea away, Arsenal home. We need 7 points, guys. We need 7 points. Would 6 points be enough? Maybe. But I take 7 is what we need, I think. We need to win the game, says Ravi. Absolutely. How many midfielders do you think we should buy? Depends who leaves. Depends what way we are in June or July when contracts run out. Naby, Ox go. I think we need at least 2. And I mean starters. I mean a Bellingham Mason type thing. Mason Mount type thing. Starters that can actually start in a game. Say, right, in you go. Possibly 3. A right back for Trent. Cover for Trent. You could move Trent into midfield. Gives you another option for midfield. Something like that. Because I think Calvin Ramsey's just been injured. He's only 20. He's young. Yeah, potentially. Very good. But is he going to be there for next season? He's got a stop-start season already, so maybe potentially right-back cover for Trent. Maybe a centre-half. At least 2 midfielders. Then what you do up front. Bobby's leaving for free. We've Carvalho, Elliott there, yeah. We've 1 or 2 young lads. Caden Gordon, where's he gone? Musilewski, the young lad. So, will they invest up front? But I think it's got to be Operation Midfield. It's got to be Operation Midfield. And just work on the midfield and possibly a bit on the defence. Because the defence has been all over the shop. A lot of that's been to do with the midfield. But it's going to be an interesting summer, guys. That's all I can say. You will never get better odds than Liverpool win the league next year. And that's where my money's going. As soon as the final game is played, says Jungle is massive. Put it on them now. You probably get money now from Paddy Power. 18 months is too long. A takeover would have been better long term, Dave, says Gary. No, I'm just saying, look, I think it's very hard for one window to sort out all Liverpool's problems. One transfer window, no matter how much money you have, $500 million, it's going to be very hard to bring in 5, 6 players that we need. Can we bring in 3, possibly 4 in one window? Yes, and they all work. I just think I don't know. I could be wrong. We could get 3 or 4 players in and rock and roll. Of course it could happen, but it's going to be tough. We've given ourselves a lot to do in the windows. I know we've been working on it. I'm sure we have. I'm hoping to have James Pearce on midweek, actually. He's on holidays at the moment, but hoping to have him on Wednesday or Thursday to have a little chat about the Reds. So if I can get James Pearce on from The Athletic, I will. But he said he would do something with me next week. Just don't quite know the day or time yet, but we shall see. But wicked junglist, massive awakened world in the house. How are you, my friend? Hit that like, hit the share. Let's get it up to 10 likes, guys. The more likes, the better. We stay on. The more people, the more chat, interactivity, and all that jazz. Yes, I think so with Diaz. No Thiago. A-Main is in. How are you? Well, look, hopefully Diaz now ready to rock in the squad midweek. Then, of course, let's say Thiago. It doesn't look good for Thiago for the 3 big games, does it? It doesn't look good. I mean, he's not in full training yet, and even it takes a week or 2 of training to get back. So even if he got into training midweek, it could be 2 or 3 weeks away. Stop start Thiago, though, isn't it? Stop starts. Just as he's coming good, he gets injured. I mean, it's just been one of those seasons. When are you getting Brian McFadden back on? Brian McFadden's a huge Man United fan, by the way. He's actually They're doing a big tour in May. Boys Life. Check it out, Boys Life. With Keith Duffy from Boyzone and Brian McFadden from Westlife, of course. Ex-Westlife. The 2 of them. Boys Life. Do you like that? Boyzone, Westlife? Boys Life. And they tour mainly England and Europe and stuff like that. I think it's May. Boys Life. Check it out. But I'll see. Maybe get him on the summer. Well, we can't lose another game, bro. After City, I think we will lose against City. But after that, it must be win, win, win. Well, look, I take it game by game. Game by game. City away is the big one next, of course. Haaland or without Haaland, it's going to be a tough game. Was looking at the transfer links. It's a minefield, pending on the formation we want to play, says Niall from the upper tier. Niall, I'm going to do a few videos midweek. Big build-up, of course. The big run-in coming in for the City. I'll probably get you on midweek if you're around one of the nights. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. We'll do something for the City if you're available. But I'll get a few of the boys back, Keith and Ivan and maybe Jack, and a few of them back in. Get ready to rock and roll because it's going to be the big finish to the season, as I said. It's going to be the big finish to the season. Let's just hope the Reds are ready to rock and they pull up their socks. Perfect, Nilo, yeah. Check out the upper tier on YouTube. Doug Football Channel on YouTube. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like, hit the share, give them a sub and show them your love. I'm at nearly 8,100 subs now. 8,080, something like that. So closing in on 9, closing in on 10. Be nice to get 10 for the summer, wouldn't it? Be nice. But anyway, who cares? Guys. We can chat about that for the next 5, 10 minutes if you want. Whatever you want it. It's anything goes Sunday for the next 5, 10 minutes. Whatever you want. There's a new movie. Do you know what? I haven't seen any of them. Is it the John Wick's 4 is out or something? John Wick's 4 out now. In the cinema live. John Wick's, yeah. Keanu Reeves, I think, is the actor, isn't it? I haven't seen any of them. But the 4th one is meant to be the best of them, and I haven't seen any of them, so it just shows you, doesn't it? I'm not a great... I used to go to a lot of cinema and stuff, and had all the Sky Cinema and movies and all this. I just don't have the attention span to sit there for 2 hours, unless I really, really wanted it. I'm more of a documentaries man, to be fair. The Greed documentary on the Super League is class. Oh, yeah, the upper tiers straight in with documentaries. The Greed is right. You've said that right. The Greed. Oh, don't say that about my mate Keith Duffy. He's a good mate of mine. Don't say that. Don't say that. I will not say that about my mate Keith Duffy. I was in school with Keith, actually. He's done well. Boys Own, acting, Coronation Street. He's been everywhere. And he's still touring with Boys Life. So, not a bad word to say about Keith. I'm just messing, says Rafi. Okay. But, guys, look, we can talk about whatever you want. 80s, 90s, bit of chat for the last 5, 10 minutes if you want. If you don't, we talk football, whatever you want. Anything goes last 10, 15 minutes. But I was looking at a bit of 80s and 90s stuff the other day, and there's a great compilation on YouTube. I think it's called the 50 80s TV intros. Anything like Knight Rider, Airwolf, The A-Team, MacGyver, one of my favourites, of course. Then you've cartoons, Ulysses 31, Count Duckula, Gummy Bears. Unbelievable. Keith's top bloke, trained with him, a unique physique way before boys. Yeah, big boy. He's a big boy. Loves his gym. Let's put it that way. Ravi, what was the sweets that came with the dandy? What was the sweets that came with the dandy? Don't know. I used to collect the Eagle magazine. Does anybody remember the Eagle magazine back in the early 80s? It was a World War II magazine, Eagle. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, you had Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Optimus Prime. Absolutely brilliant. You had, what else did you have that I used to love? Does anybody remember Pole Position? Pole Position was a cartoon, little robot at it. 7 Zark 7 was the robot in what? What was 7 Zark 7 the robot in? What cartoon? I think it was late 70s, early 80s cartoon. 7 Zark 7 was the robot in the cartoon. But what was the name of the cartoon? I'll give you 20 seconds. 7 Zark 7. Z-A-R-K. Zark 7. When Diaz is fit, I would like to see Diaz and Nunes side by side. Salah number 9 says Awakened World. Can't wait for Diaz. We've missed Diaz. We've missed Luis Diaz. Absolutely. Pole position. Commodore 64 game was quality, says the upper tier. Whatever happened to Michaela Strachan? Jesus Christ. Whatever happened to my childhood? 80s. What a dream to grow up in the 80s. I mean, they're making movies of it now and Stranger Things and all set in the 80s. Yeah, because it was the best decade. It has to be said. Okay, everybody's going to say the decade they were brought up in and stuff was the best decade. But to be born in early 70s, to be a teenager, well, not teenager, but early teens, born in 73. So I was 7 or 8 going into the 80s. So I'd right up to 17, 18 in the 80s. It was a dream. Goonies. Oh my God. That's what it was like. It was like the Goonies movie. That's what it was really like. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I mean, unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. Miami Vice on a Friday night. Wow. The Late Late Show with Gay Byrne. The best was Gay Byrne, of course. Went downhill from then. What else was there? It was Tales of the Unexpected. Remember the music and that on a Sunday night? You'd listen to that music. I think it was on 9:30 on a Sunday night. And you were not able to get asleep. Tales of the Unexpected. Oh my God. Don't think Diaz is going to change her fortunes. When players out for a while, they tend to get better in people's heads, says Jungle. No, it'll take him a while. Look, we've missed him. Whether he comes back in the next, 10, 12 games? No. But definitely better to have him than not to have him. Spitting image on a Friday. Or was it Sunday afternoon, wasn't it? 7 or 8 o'clock. Spitting Image, I do remember Spitting Image. Jesus Christ, you got away with some shit in that program. Absolute lunatics. Brilliant. There was another one, Esther Ranson. Do you remember her with the teeth? Esther Ranson, and I think it was like a show where you give out, you give out about things, and they'd read them on sheets of paper about you were giving out about them and stuff like that. I forget the bloody name of it. Seven's Arc 7, by the way. The cartoon was, I forget now. What was it? Mark was in it. Was one of the pilots. Oh shit, I'm forgetting. That's Life. Yes, That's Life was Esther Ransom. Jeez, I'm showing my age now, baby. I'll be 50 in April. 50. Big 5-0, baby. The big 5-0 in a few weeks' time. Might do a special stream for that one. Might even get off the Liverpool for that, who knows. But yeah, 50. 50, baby. Half a century. Holy shit. And it's about 2 weeks' time. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that. Weird Science was a good movie. Was a good movie. I seen something on Twitter about that the other day. Must have been an anniversary. He was 40 years old. Be about right, 1983. Dave, we need a channel for the 70s, 80s stuff. Do you know what, Niall? I used to do a Friday night special. 80s, 90s Friday night special. You'd have I'd play intro songs, and you'd have to guess the intro song or talk about cartoons and stuff like that. The only problem is, I don't mind doing it, but you can't put it up because you get copyrighted. I got copyrighted twice over. I got, so you have to be careful. But definitely 80s, 90s. I absolutely love it. I have another channel called Dave's Weird Universe. Check that out on YouTube. I might do stuff on there. Who knows? The Real McCoy. Of course, we had TJ Hooker. We had Hunter. We had, what other shows, 80 shows that we got? Obviously, Knight Rider, one of my favourites. MacGyver, A-Team, Airwolf. I mean, just different level. Miami Vice, I loved Miami Vice. The style of Miami Vice, going around in Armani suits, driving Lamborghinis in Miami like two coppers, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different level. Starsky and Hutch, obviously 70s style, really. Streethawk, Niall Mubertier. Wow, Streethawk was brilliant. Streethawk, I loved the motorbike, of course. Streethawk. Blue Thunder, anybody remember Blue Thunder, the helicopter? The police helicopter called Blue Thunder. Challenge Annika. You're going way back here, Ravi. Annika Rice, of course, in her helicopter, jumping out of helicopters in a jumpsuit, tracksuit. Remember that? So good. So good. And I will do something 80s, 90s. Do you know the best time to do it? Best times to do it when football's over. When you have to fill in the likes of June, July, August. Okay, you'll have pre-seasons. You'll have a lot of transfer news, hopefully. Players coming in, but you will have live shows where you have to throw in 80s, 90s, and defo. Niall, we could do one if you want. Absolutely. Cartoons, movies, music, 80s, 90s live. Beautiful. Love it. Beautiful. Because as you know, I'm nostalgic when it comes to 80s and 90s, especially early 90s type of stuff. Absolutely class. It cannot be beaten. It will not be beaten. You cannot be serious. Love it. But what else am I missing from the 80s that was real? Soccer AM scrapped sad times, even though it was as good as when hell's bells. Do you know what? I never watched Soccer AM. I know I was on. I used to be on the telly in the background. I didn't sit down to watch it actually. So your man Lovejoy, I think, was on it originally, wasn't he? Never really watched it. Never really watched Soccer AM, to be fair. You remember The Word. The Word. Who was in The Word? Or what channel was The Word on? Everybody remember the Channel 4 when it came out first? And the 4 with like a Rubik's Cube type of thing. I think it was 82. You check that one out. First intro. Because remember, as kids in the early 80s, we only had about 4 or 5 bloody channels. We Channel 4, BBC 1, BBC 2. We'd UTV, which was ITV. We'd RT1, RT, and Network 2 it was called at the stage as well. So we'd hardly any channels. Then Sky 1 came out, and then Super Channel. Does anybody remember Super Channel? When I mentioned Super Channel, I think it was late 80s, 88, 89. It was only out for a few years. Music and cartoons mainly. Super Channel, I thought it was a great channel. Family Fortunes, yes. Early streams, Yavanna, yes, absolutely, my friend. We're going to have a little chat. I said anything goes Sunday. Chat about anything you want. 80s, 90s, whatever. Airtel for the results. Oh my God. It used to be 3 years behind that Airtel. 3 years behind. Super channel, Pat Sharp. It was Pat Sharp, yeah. It was a crazy channel, that Super channel. I don't know what. It was like an experimental channel, putting anything on it. Crazy cartoons. A lot of manga on it. You know, that type of stuff. Those Japanese type cartoons. Don't get me wrong. Brilliant cartoons. The animation was top of the range. Terry Christian was the presenter of Family Fortunes. Teletext was the thing for scores. Do you know what I used to do? This is before Sky Sports, of course. This would have been late 80s. About 87, 88, 89. I used to, up in my bedroom, have a little radio, and I'd put on BBC Radio 5 Live to get the final scores at about 20 to 5 on a Saturday. It was religious. Dave Mellor, I think it was. Would have been the MP, Dave Mellor, used to do it. Go with the glasses, the big jam jar glasses. Used to do it. And the scores would be coming into the ground. And even the live commentary from Anfield. I always remember, I think it was Liverpool against Forest. It was Roy Keane's debut at Anfield. Roy Keane played, apparently the story was he didn't even know he was playing before he was on the coach, and then Brian Clough said, listen, you're playing. Imagine going to Anfield as a young lad, 18-year-old from Cork, and he's starting against Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool won 2-0. But Keane had a great game. Liverpool should have jumped all over him right there because he was playing in Anfield, had a great game. Everyone was talking about him after him. Who's this Irish guy? Who's this young lad? How Liverpool were not all over him after that game, I will not know, because obviously he went on to become one of the best captains in the Premier League history with United, win everything. So if Liverpool would have got him then, wow, was Souness involved then? Probably. Maybe that was the problem, but yeah, Keane, I always remember that on the radio because he kept talking about this. The young lad, Roy Keane. I was like that. Who's this guy? You know, and the rest is history. But I used to love the radio commentary. It is different. You can hear the crowd in the background, and absolutely brilliant. The young one, says Ravi. Yeah, Doctor Who. Who's Doctor Who? My last memory of teletext was Schmeichel late winner against Chelsea. Schmeichel, the Czech. Oh, geez, he would tell you why. He was a very underrated player, wasn't he? Very underrated. Of course, he got the goal in the Champions League 2005. And scored a penalty, didn't he? In Istanbul. Really good player. Smeeser, whatever you want to pronounce it. But great times, guys. Absolutely great. And we'll do something defo. You can't let 80s, 90s disappear that easily. I won't let them disappear. Most weekends, it's 80s, 90s music in the background, or it's cartoon intros, or anything goes in movies. Check it out on YouTube. Some great, really, the best one I've seen on YouTube. It's about an hour long, and you leave it running in the background. It's tribute to I think it's the ultimate tribute to the 1980s. It's over millions of views, so that's the one you want to go into. It's 4 million views or something. It's absolutely unbelievable. True music, true clips of movies and cartoons, genres, horror, love movie, everything. It is top notch. Just have it on. You nearly cry watching it. Let's put it that way. Just brings you back like a time machine. Bob from the year 2082. Not going to stay on much longer now, guys. As I say, hit the like, hit the share. We'll do a few videos build up midweek, of course. Few videos midweek because we've a big few games come City at the weekend. We'll get a few live shows. Hoping to have James Pearce from the Athletic on midweek as well. Let's see if that one works out. He said he would. He's on holidays at the moment, so hopefully he will be there Wednesday or Thursday. I'd like to get James's view on the season so far. The Minder and the Professional, CI5, the Monkeys, the PG advert, I presume. Yeah, I thought you meant the Monkeys. They're more 70s, isn't they? 60s, 70s. But the PG adverts, the PG tips, was it? The T adverts, I think you're talking about. Yeah, some great ads. The ads are brilliant. Do you remember the one? Kiora. The one, no, it was Kiora ad. It was bring him back a busker, bring him back a treat. You know that every kid will love the magic in the middle. That was an Irish ad, I think. Busker chocolate bar. I mean, just great ads. Oh, the Oxo ad. Just the ads. Even the ads alone. The Christmas ads, you'd be nearly crying watching the Christmas ads. It was a pennies ad. Obviously the Irish ads as well. But the English ads, because it would have been Irish and English ads we would have got on TV, terrestrial TV. But it was just, I don't know. It's just, maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too nostalgic. But I absolutely love it. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. 40 minutes in. Hit the like, hit the share. Talk to you soon. We'll do something midweek for the big build-up to the City game and the rest of the season, of course. As I say, Niall, I'll try to get you on and a few others for one of them. Stay safe. Talk soon. 80s, 90s, yes. Interesting. Uh-oh. Cheers, guys. Talk soon. Let's go. Liverpool, can they get top 4 this season? The answer is yes, but it ain't gonna be easy.